What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Babylon Podcast. It is me, Daniel. I'm here with TJ. The boy's got a name of a kid, and he's pushing 50.
Thanks, Mom.
We got Antonio. What do you think, Antonio?
Just keep on going.
No good. And we got Felipe.
Hey.
Not Felipe, not Felipe.
Smile.
It's Felipe. You smile when you say it. I know I do. We're going to be talking about the first episode of Black Mirror, the new season of Black Mirror. So, spoiler alert, skip over that.
Yep.
Here's the timestamp to skip to. There we go. We're also going to be talking about the Book of Enoch and the story of Enoch and everything like that. Felipe's going to bring us back to the Bible corner. It's going to be amazing. And we also got a little bit of an icebreaker. So, let's just dive into that. You ready? Icebreaker today is, what is a bizarre job you would do for a week?
Sanitation engineer.
Is that
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Engineer?
Sanitation engineer.
So that's
just a fancy name for a
Trash
garbage man.
collector. Yeah, trash collector.
Oh my god.
Okay, no. Don't. Okay, well, I don't know how Brazil used to
Actually,
roll.
this is hilarious because sorry, interrupting. I used to watch Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe, and the one episode that I remember vividly is the trash collector episode. And the guy would this is why I remember it, because the guy he had a trick where he threw the bag over his shoulder and would carry it to the truck like that. I tried that one time, and juice got all over
Ew.
my back and my shirt. I was so mad. I was like, this show is stupid. I was like, at 9. I was 9 doing chores around the house. I was like, this show is stupid.
Garbage workers
Dumb.
in Florida
Yeah.
start making $29,000 starting out, and $49,000 between those numbers. About $50,000. Some of them you can make about $55,000.
All right, so I'll be
$59,000.
taking a pay cut, technically. But
If you move to recycling,
Just for
it
a
goes
week.
up a little bit more.
Oh,
I'll
really?
still be taking a
Okay,
pay cut.
okay.
But, like,
Taking it to the same place anyway.
but think about it. Growing up, I don't know how they do it in Brazil, how they collect their trash.
It's very different.
But
So
here,
different.
we have those honking trucks you need a CDL for, you know? And then you can move the arms.
we don't have.
Put
Yeah.
it in there.
We don't have
So you
the
want to be a
cloth-
driver of that truck?
Yeah, I want a CDL,
We don't.
bro.
We don't have the cloth system.
You can get a CDL all on your own.
Yeah, but I don't want it if I'm not the trash collector.
Yeah. Back in Brazil.
That'll do it for a week.
Back
You
in
can make up to $84,000 with the CDL.
So back in Brazil, they collect them like literally all manual. Like they run behind the truck, and there's these bars in both sides of the truck, and they grab to it while the truck is running. So they run, and the truck it's
still
the
going.
guy's driving, still going. They run behind the truck, collecting the bags, throwing the back of the truck.
It's a race.
And they run, dude. They run
race with the
to
truck.
grab the bar. Sometimes they fell. It's really bad. Yeah.
That is
laughing at this.
Why?
God.
Because the roads are kind of bumpy?
No, because it is too.
In
That
some
is
parts of Brazil.
so bad.
Infrastructure.
Dude, it should be there.
Hey, we're
So-
number one in something.
So
Infrastructure.
bad. It's not even human. I don't know. It's here. It's completely different system. We still have here. I see the people picking.
We
up
just throw it in the
trash.
ocean.
No.
No, we don't.
I see.
What are you talking about? We put it in landfills, and then we
Yeah.
just make a giant hill,
Yeah.
and those are the hills of Florida.
The only thing is a floor.
And then
I live right
Landfill.
right next to a
Dirt on it,
landfill.
and
I
we put
live
dirt on it.
and
I live
grass
right
grows.
next to a
Yeah,
landfill.
oh, yeah.
So this is how we do in Brazil. What about you,
That's
TJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
CDL dump truck.
Saw similar to you talking about garbage men because of a show. Mine was off a movie, Twister. So I would be a storm chaser.
Storm chaser.
That's a gnarly
That's a
job.
I was gonna be one, or I was gonna try to be one. I wanted to be a meteorologist. I can't even say the word.
Almost had it. Second
One meteorologist.
Meteorologist.
Quick funny story.
Meteorologist.
You say meteorologist.
Meteorologist.
Like a
Meteor-
meteor?
A meteorologist.
Meteorologist.
Anyways, I don't know science because I was homeschooled, so I couldn't figure it out.
Well, that's a funny story.
I
'cause
was homeschooled too.
in the
it's
military for artillery. I was a surveyor and a meteorologist.
Really?
Yeah.
okay. See, now you're saying
What did you do? Did you just look up at the sky? And
Meteorologist?
Meteorologist.
Yeah, there's an R in there.
Is another E though? Meteorologist.
Whatever, dude.
I'm not gonna even try.
You have a pass. This was not your first language. I'm just
This is like
Kinda
third
dumb.
language. So I mean, come on, man.
language.
You're
Hold
not
on.
showing up
I
everybody.
can't.
hold on.
Meteorologist.
Meteorologist,
Uh-huh.
not meteorologist.
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 Do it again.
Meteorologist.
Meteorologist.
That's what I said.
You're saying meteorologist.
No.
Meteorologist.
We've been saying meteorologist.
Now you're
We
saying
just
what
saying-
we said.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch this.
What about you?
Mine's a little bit more far-fetched. I would like to be a cult leader.
What?
Yep. Cult
Where?
leader.
Where?
Like
Like the 70s?
Yeah.
Okay.
70s cult
Like
leader.
bring it back.
Like
all
Charles
the ones.
Manson and
No, more what like
Not
the,
like a mean or sad
What was the
one.
ones? The
Son of Sam.
No, you sent me the American Scandal thing. It was George Harrison was part of it. The Beatles.
We're gonna have to Google it. Just keep on going with your conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
The Hare Krishna.
Yep.
Hare Krishna. Yes, I remember my dad telling me stories.
Hare Krishna.
He was
Sounds like Merry Christmas.
my dad was walking through like airport with his dad, and they were like in the airport and wearing all sorts of stuff, and my grandpa was like, no, just don't talk to him, just keep going. So I don't know. You make a lot of money as a cult leader. I just think it'd be
He was a Hare Krishna until the day he died.
Yeah, that's a gnarly.
Heart attack in his 50s.
It is crazy.
R.I.P. George
It is
Harrison.
There's a podcast about it on American Scandal about that whole how it started.
Yeah.
There's a subreddit.
Give it a listen because it's
He dramatized
gnarly.
it, and it's really good.
All right. For me, it's gonna be something I just found out that exists.
Okay.
Professional cuddler.
Cuddler.
I-
Like cuddle.
Like
Like,
a
Cuddling.
cuddling people.
Cuddling.
cuddling.
Yeah. There is a website called cuddlecomfort.com.
Okay.
And the title says, "Get a cuddle body today."
I wouldn't.
Cuddle buddy.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. Like
Can
I
you
hardly
imagine
like
the
to cuddle
dude?
I
with my own
cannot
wife.
imagine.
Is your love language
Cuddling you.
is your love language physical touch?
Yeah,
It could for the.
Yeah.
how
It is,
the-
it's one of
it
the
could for a
three.
certain amount of money.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
mine's is like so far down there.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if come on,
I wouldn't hire one.
cuddle
$40,000
you.
to $80,000 annually.
Yeah, 40,000. Yeah, 40 to 80,000 annually. It pays really well.
Expert cuddler.
Expert cuddling.
Take a cuddling training course. You
There's
might
gotta
think
be-
you know how to
yeah.
cuddle. However, professionals requires the proper training. Develop the proper
You
skill.
gotta-
Okay,
you gotta
I
hold
can-
on.
You gotta get that right
I
pressure.
can understand that.
Listen,
I can
you cannot
understand
be
that, though.
inappropriate, so you gotta hold yourself.
So the only states you
This
can
is
be a
really hard.
certified cuddler in California, Georgia, Florida,
Yeah.
Hawaii,
dreams- your
Hawaii,
dreams become
Illinois, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Washington D.C. Those are the only
That-
places.
those all make sense.
But we're in it.
There's no
Insane.
Texas is not like
what?
that whole.
Insane.
Sign
whole
up for it.
intro.
No,
Do it for a week.
no,
Do it
that's
for a week.
weird. Like
He's
it's-
married.
Yeah,
He's
I have
married.
someone to cuddle. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can
do
find you a
too, but I
clientele.
hate it.
No, you don't.
No. She
Oh,
knows.
cuddling.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't. I do
Okay.
not like cuddle. My physical touch is so down, like so far.
Mine's pretty down too.
That I can only do it for like 30 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, that's enough hand holding.
Oh my god.
I can understand why you got to take a course because like I'll be cuddling sometimes.
I'm gonna
and
look
my
up some
arm-
courses.
My arm will go numb because like you gotta like pinch. They'll be pinching the circulation and everything like that. So it's just
But up to $80,000 a year, that's ridiculous to cuddle somebody.
up to 80,000. So that's like
That's what I said. Up to.
what I mean is like the top paid person. Probably the guy that
Well, I mean, I'm sure that's like averages, too. Like,
It's like a
like imagine making $100,000 a year
Cuddling.
just to give a hug to somebody.
Cuddlist.
Cuddling.
How are you gonna have an online course about cuddling?
Wow.
Clearwater, Cuddle Bugs, Cuddle Therapy.
Clearwater,
Cuddles of College Park.
College Park
L-
here.
LLC.
I grew up in college.
Oh, it's a cat thing.
Oh.
All right, Felipe, tell me about Enoch. What you got?
Enoch. We're gonna talk about the second Enoch. This is the Enoch that we all know. I mean, I assume you guys know.
Okay.
That was God just took him.
Oh,
Oh, that one,
we
with
talked
the
about
whistle.
him. We briefly
Aliens.
talked
No,
about him with
that
the
was
aliens.
God.
Well, we did talk about the alien thing.
He was abducted by God. It was a legit abduction.
Gotcha.
Not
Um,
evaporation.
evaporation.
Not evaporation. He
Yeah.
did not
The
evaporate.
dude was like 300 something.
Kane?
300 something.
No.
He was like 300 something years old.
Yeah,
Ooh,
they
Enoch.
lived a long time. You know what? So my Bible has a like chart of like.
I'm imagining a kid's Bible.
Yes. Yeah.
Is
With pages of and coloring pages and everything like that.
Okay.
It's basically the Message Bible. Sorry.
The passion.
It has a chart of people's like ages and like timelines of like when they would overlap and everything like that. And so a lot of people from Noah's lineage would have been alive and would have died during the flood is what but what you're gonna say is Enoch wasn't on Earth. Had he been on Earth, he would have died in the flood. But he wasn't on Earth because he got abducted.
Based on the biblical narrative, Enoch was not present on Earth during the time of the Great Flood.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
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 makes
that's
sense.
according to the
makes sense.
Bible.
God kind of,
saved him from that.
saved him from all the mess and
He was
everything.
he was brewing that one. He's like, oh, I'm gonna put
Yeah,
this
but the
flood
thing
on.
is, there is also the Book of Enoch. That is a non-canonical book.
What is that? What do you mean?
It
It's not
means
in the
that
Bible.
He didn't make the cut to get into the Bible.
I know what non-canonical means.
You asked what it was.
No, but like,
Yeah,
So
for the
ho-
people
You
that's
just
watching-
literally.
I know, but like, you
for the
gotta-
people that's watching and don't know what non-canonical means, it means that did not make
asking
the
for
cut
them?
to get into
Yeah.
the Bible.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that cut was the Council of Nicaea.
There you
Thank you. Okay, that's kind of where I was going. With
That
it.
was the cut that those people decided, and they had a criteria of
Yeah.
what made the Bible how we have it today.
Yeah.
And it was
So the,
so they-
the
so they're
origin
saying-
of the book is really debatable.
Okay.
Originally, we give credit to Enoch to that was the one who wrote the book. But throughout the history, we've been seeing fragments of the book everywhere, and
Really?
it's like a compilation of different authors and different times. So that is really inconsistent with what was required to be included into the Bible. Of course, it also has to be divine inspired. It did not make any of those requirements to be considered divine inspired because of the variations. Just to give an idea, there's 3 different versions of the Book of Enoch.
Okay.
First Enoch, second Enoch, third Enoch. The Judaism, most of the time they use the book number 3.
Okay.
So, but today we're talking about the number 1. That pretty much it is the original one, the first one.
So side question before we get into that: do you think had it been divinely inspired, that it would have been more put together, like throughout history? Like it wouldn't have been so fragmented.
Oh, that's really interesting.
It's more of a question of like, do you think like because our books are the books that we have were divinely inspired and so well preserved, like the Dead Sea Scrolls and everything
you can track the author. You can collect
Because God had
information
that
to compare.
purpose.
Yes.
to be in the Bible.
Yes, the Bible was written with one purpose: bring the salvation to humanity.
Correct.
So this is, this is scriptures is divine inspired to bring salvation. So that's it. That is, if we need some extra book to give you context, and this is where we can use Enoch. It's a great book to read. It's fun to read, but you cannot take that as your Bible, as the absolute fact or truth about what happened. But it gives us context on the things.
Cultural context.
Yes, like our Bible
Mhm.
in Genesis 6 from verse 1 to 4 says, sons of God and daughters of mankind.
Oh, the Nephilim.
Yeah.
Ah.
So when mankind began
okay.
to multiply on earth and the daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw the daughters of mankind were beautiful, and they took any they choose as wives for themselves. And the Lord said, my spirit would not remain with mankind forever, because they are corrupt. Their days will be 120 years. 120 years. And the verse
I'm gonna go to
4.
like 117.
Right. I'm
sure.
trying to get to 90. I'm beautiful. So the Nephilim were on earth both on those days and afterward.
Okay.
When the Son of God came to the daughters of mankind, who bore children to them, they were powerful men of old, the famous men. Well, I'm gonna go to earth and I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And those women, they're beautiful.
I've heard that Goliath
Yep.
is
The
from
Yeah.
from the like some string of the Nephilim.
Yeah,
Mhm.
some
Yeah, 'cause the
bloodline.
giants
Yeah.
came from that, right?
Giant. I mean, it says that they were powerful men.
Powerful man. Like,
You know.
they were huge and also strong, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
proportionally.
Absolutely.
I
Do you
think, how, because we talk about David's mightiest warriors. We probably talked about it separately, not on here.
Mhm.
And I was like, there's no way. That one
Recap
guy,
it real quick. David's,
Well,
David's
it's
mightiest
just these
warriors.
guys who had like an amazing kill streak, and they
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
call in UAVs or anything like that because it's prehistoric times.
So, how...
But I think thinking about that, because you just said they're mighty warriors, maybe
Yeah.
like
Maybe, I don't
Maybe?
know. I don't know. Someone with more Bible scholar can
Yeah.
give
Did
that
Enoch-
answer. We're
so-
just
Dr.
curious
Cooper.
over here.
So did
Cooper.
Enoch? Did he? Because I think I've always thought this too. Did God just end his life, or was he fully alive? Because does that discredit Jesus dying and then raising again, even though he did die and then paid the price? So there's that. But I always was curious, was Enoch fully alive when he went up to heaven, or did God just like end his life? Because he was 300-something years old. He's like, all right, you've been doing this a long time. I'm going to take you, and we're going up.
Well,
I don't think there's any way for us to know, but I always thought that was interesting.
Elijah was saved? Because he was fully alive.
Well,
when he was
that
taken.
is.
Or did God just choose to end his life?
So, that is. I don't
try.
remember exactly the Bible reference here, but that is TJ. Maybe you can Google that up. But I believe that when Jesus was, so Jesus preached for those who died, believed in him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if this was. Well, I believe that this was during the period that he was, during those 3 days that he was considered dead, and then he went to some specific place, and then he offered them salvation. Like, hey, you guys died, believed that I was about to come, and here I am. This is what I believe. This is what my Father wants you to believe. This is what the plan. This is the whole story. What do you guys think? Are you on board? You're not on board? Salvation is here. I believe that something like this happened.
Only to the people that believed in the coming Messiah, or everybody that died before him?
Oh, I'm not
Believing
sure
or
to
not
answer
believing.
that question. TJ, you can go.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was it?
So he's saying that during those 3 days, Jesus went to people who died before he came and said, hey, I'm the Messiah.
Like a holding place, essentially, is what you're saying?
Like purgatory?
No.
Or were
I
they
don't say
not?
purgatory, but
No,
like a...
there is a specific name. The Bible says specific name. I know the term in Portuguese. I'm trying to find a translation here.
Yeah.
So where the Book of Enoch gets any credit, because some literally phrases of it is being mentioned in the Book of Judah in our Bible. Jude, sorry. Book of Jude. In our Judah is in Portuguese.
I thought you said
James in
Judas, like,
Spanish.
the traitor?
James in Spanish.
the same name as
Santiago.
the traitor. I'm not kidding.
James in Santiago.
But the thing is, there is a book. I mean, a book or a portion of the book inside of the Book of Enoch called the Watchers, and the Watchers matches exactly with Genesis 6:1. It says like this. The angels become enamored with human women, descend to earth, and have children with them. The offspring of these unions are the Nephilim, often described as a giant and monstrous being. The Watchers also teach humans various forms of consideration that forbidden in science, that includes metalwork, cosmetic, sorcery, and astrology. So that was kind of considered prohibited, like black magic.
So astrology is different than astronomy.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
So
Astrology
It has to do with, like,
it's
the
more
signs and-
yeah. The constellations.
Pisces.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not astronomy.
What are you guys? Do you know?
A Gemini.
I think I've been told I'm a Leo.
I'm a Gemini.
You're such a Leo. I'm just kidding.
Joke's on you, I'm a Cancer. Just like this whole thing.
So it's a fun story to dig in. I really recommend if you want to get some interesting, stories about something that is related or maybe not related to the Bible, but that is some little connection right here. I recommend reading the book number 1.
Super interesting.
Talk
It's
about
good.
his evaporation, abduction.
That was cool. I mean,
disappearance.
the Bible
UFO.
mentions this in our Bible, Genesis 5:24 says this: Enoch walked faithfully with God. Then he was no more, because God took him away.
Ended his life.
It never said ended his
No,
life. It just
no.
said
Then
took
he
him
was
away.
no
He's
more.
not died.
Then he was no more.
So what does he
He
say?
was dead. He was no more because God
Oh,
took
wait,
him
yeah,
away.
God took him.
Because God took him away.
I think that's like dying.
I don't
I
think.
feel like if
that's
God's just
dying.
like
You said that they searched for
He's-
him 3 days after.
No,
No, that was Elijah.
That was Elijah.
Elijah. That's what.
Yeah.
Did I say
They
that
didn't
on
care
the
about Enoch
podcast?
enough.
No,
I think I talked about
said
it.
that off
Yeah.
camera.
Off camera.
Yeah.
I was like,
We're just
I
talking.
don't remember
Yeah.
making complete thoughts during that time. I don't make many complete
Yeah.
thoughts.
He has
but-
ADHD.
Yeah,
But the
it's
thing
fine.
is,
You say a thing, it's out.
how can we say that God took him away? Probably someone witnessed this situation. Say, God took him away. Who was who? If nobody saw what happened, who could ever guess this?
Right.
People disappear all the time. You know, they got into the woods.
Imagine back then they're like, "Yo, have you seen John? Like he's been gone for like 2 years."
Yeah.
And then sometimes he comes back to like, "I thought you were. I thought
Yeah.
you got. You know.
I thought
you got
God
Enoch.
picked you.
Erasing
You
that part of
walked with
it.
the Lord.
Where's my house? Oh,
So I believe someone witnessed this and just say, yeah, because he walked with the Lord. We all know him. And I saw him. God took him away. I saw the thing.
It's just Enoch. Hey, Johnny.
see you, loser."
So-
the guy.
Hey,
is
Noah,
like-
check this out.
So let us know what you think over there. Comment. If I'm totally wrong, you have the right to disagree.
Absolutely.
I might be.
Hey, grandson.
But we're not closing any
See-
theological question over
Yeah.
here. We're not experts. We just babble over something, and
Exactly.
that's
Oh,
what
that's
it
our
is.
name.
All this is, obviously, we can disagree about this kind of stuff because it's a little bit more fun. It has
Yeah.
no implication on what Jesus. Well,
No.
okay, it does. Okay, I'm not gonna say that, but fact of the matter is, salvation still laid out through
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus still died for me, even though I'm a little dumb.
Several copies of First Enoch was found preserved with the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah.
Really, it was in
This
there.
is why it complicates his story way more. Like every day more evidence of different versions
Mhm.
show up,
Hmm.
and there's like, yeah, the guys are nice. It was kind of right not included this because it's so many different versions, so many different authors. People just used to write stuff and just say as an Enoch
So-
because of the branding.
So this
Because
is,
of the branding.
this is kind of going away from that, but
They got
I
the
still kind of
font
want to
right.
learn. So like for the Council of Nicaea,
Yeah.
was that one of the requirements? You have to be like it's one writer per book.
I'm not sure to answer that question.
If you know in the comments, please
Yeah.
leave it in the comments.
But there is a few.
Well, I don't think
there
that
is-
would be
we do
because
read
there's,
those.
there's books of the Bible that we don't know who the writers are. Like
Yeah.
a lot of Paul,
Right.
like a lot of the New Testament. Like we assume
Hebrews.
Paul wrote.
Yeah.
Hebrews, we have no idea.
But
Yeah.
if I believe it makes sense if there's
And
too many
Ecclesiastes.
people writing
No, Ecclesiastes is
Solomon.
kind
Solomon.
of similar versions of the same thing, it started losing credibility. It started losing. Okay, so many different versions. Each one is the right
Yeah.
one. We don't know. So without certainty, we cannot approve this to get into the Bible.
Hmm.
So I believe this was the case.
So you guys have seen the new season, the first episode of Black Mirror.
I have
right?
seen.
I thought
Jonah's
what I
like-
saw
Have you?
was the episode 1, but it's episode 3.
Have
That's
you,
the one
Antonio?
I saw.
Oh, you
I'm
saw
on season 1.
So the one with Aaron Paul.
keep-
'cause I love Aaron
Keep
Paul.
watching.
I'm far
Wait.
behind.
Keep
Wait, you
watching.
said season 1?
Yeah, I didn't know there were 6 seasons until you guys
It's-
brought it up.
I didn't know there was season 1
It is
until
so
I think
good.
season 3 was the first season I watched.
It's good.
It is.
stuff.
It is so scary good.
So the one I want to talk about is Joan is awful. Joan is awful. So basically the premise is this girl, the whole life gets made into a Netflix drama. They call it Streamberry there. 'cause
Truman
it's
Show?
funny. Kind of, but almost. No, not really. though.
Kinda.
That's
um,
wild.
Yeah.
They get data all about her life and they make it very negative, like with a negative connotation. And
Because sales better.
yeah.
Oh, wait. I did watch
makes
it.
sense.
I did watch it.
Okay.
I did watch it. Yeah, 'cause she's really mean.
Uh-huh.
And they sit down and she's like,
And they make
what's
her
going
worse.
on?
And they make her
Yeah,
worse.
yeah.
And so
Okay, I do
they're
remember.
watching it, but they're watching that day. But in that day, she cheated on her fiance.
Yeah, with her like
basically.
boyfriend from the
Ex-boyfriend.
past. Okay, I did
Yeah.
see this.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Okay, I'm good.
So they make So in that day
Yeah.
that they're dramatizing right now, not really dramatizing. They are making it kind of more and more negative as it goes on because negative
Sales.
Yeah.
negativity sells. They're making somebody
They twist little things to make it
yeah
like worse and
Yeah.
worse.
at
That
a
makes sense.
add a sarcastic tone or
Yeah.
make things colder when like she had to fire somebody, so they made that scene like her look really really cold. Selma Hayek. So
Yeah.
Selma Hayek is the one that plays her. And so she's like, "Oh my God, Selma Hayek is playing me." So everybody's watching this series about Joan, and she's like, "I can't believe this.
Oh, okay.
This is
So
crazy."
so the show is a separate entity to the person.
Yeah.
They're just
Yes.
manipulating this person's life, recreating it onto the TV show.
But like the same day.
Yeah.
Same day, real
Oh.
time.
And
Real time.
In real time.
Yeah.
And like the difference between what you're watching on TV to what was happening in real life, it's
got to like 30,
30
minutes. Yeah, got to like 30 minutes.
And then I was like, wait. What about editing, filming,
yeah.
everything else?
So that was explained the next day because she went to go see the lawyers and was like, what do you do about this? Like, what can you do about this? And they were like, well, we looked into it and they've got a solid case. They get your information from your phone.
Yeah.
When you subscribe
to
Streamberry,
you
and agree.
Subscribe to the terms and conditions, which turns out
Question:
I think
do you guys
No,
ever
I do
read?
not.
No.
Absolutely. I just hit, okay, I agree. I hit that little checkbox.
Yes.
Can I
I
watch
didn't-
I-
Survivor season 16?
Yes, I agree to anything.
So this always reminds me the South Park episode about not signing the Apple agreement for install a new version. I don't want to mention. Google it. It's horrible. All right, keep going.
So that's a question. Are terms and conditions enforceable? Because in this world, they are enforceable. You are agreeing to it.
If you don't agree, you don't sign up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In the real world, are they
I don't-
enforceable?
I don't know because it's kind of like parental.
can you
It's
sign your
it's
life
like
away?
waivers.
Yeah.
You can still get sued if you sign a waiver.
Okay.
Like it's like here's
And you know that very
student
well
ministry.
because you're
At the
student
end of the
ministry,
day,
yeah.
like I'll have waivers. It's good to have them. They will protect you in some way, but at the end of the day, if someone goes, they sign a waiver, that person gets hurt, they can still sue you.
Gotcha.
Dang. Yeah.
Interesting.
So keep
'Cause
going
you
with
are
the
still
story.
liable.
Keep-
So yeah, so they get all the information from your phone and other things like that, like your
Everything.
computer, everything like that. So those cookies and the listening, kind of like the ads that you get from
No, I have Apple. I'm sorry.
no, but
Ask app not to track.
absolutely
Oh, you
not.
believe
because-
that?
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
black mirror me, bro.
No, that's why it's freaky. That's why it's freaky.
Say
because,
hi.
Yeah. Hi, Steve.
He's dead, bro.
That's what he wants
Do
you
you
to
believe-
say.
Stop. Okay, go ahead. Continue. You guys are freaking
Steve
me
is
out. I don't wanna
Steve
go
is like
to
the Holy
sleep now.
Spirit. He's every.
I was talking.
He's in your
like,
devices.
Steve, compared to Steve Jobs and the Holy Spirit.
No, stop. Jeez, no.
Oh my God.
But I meant like he's
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 the
in the
first-
computers.
he-
Well, to be fair, like there's
Listen.
a lot of Apple products right here
Listen,
at this table.
listen.
whole product,
Steve
yeah.
Jobs died. Siri was born.
Siri.
Siri.
Oh yeah,
Siri.
Siri.
Wow,
Siri.
way to-
It's the accent. Sorry.
I was like, Siri.
Pretty
No,
impressive.
I'm
Anyways.
I'm
You
just.
learned English
yes.
like what 8 years ago?
Yeah,
I learned English 7 years ago.
we will bash you all the time about your pronunciation.
Thank you. I
but the-
appreciate that.
No,
helps me.
not just no. But the fact that you speak 3 languages, he's barely speaks 2. We don't speak more than 1. So
Thank you, I
I'm just
appreciate it.
kidding. You do speak 2.
I
Thumbs up.
slightly above. Speak to.
Okay, there you go.
You know
I know
more.
2 words
You
in
know more
Portuguese.
Spanish than
Then
I
you do.
assume that you know.
That's
Like,
true. This is so far off left field, but like every
Go
time
for
we
it.
go to camp, he puts me with the Spanish students.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Somebody's got to communicate what we're doing.
Well, this year we have our Spanish director coming with us, so you
There you
don't
go.
have to be with him.
All right. Come back to the
yes.
topic.
So
Just fist bumped.
yeah, so it's the same process of like getting information from your data. I was talking with a roommate of mine like 2 or 3 years ago now, and I was like, "Hey, these picture frames are really cool." He's like, "Yeah, my girlfriend at the time. Now they're married."
You've
but
talked about this.
I have, but not here. They got
No, you did. I don't think so.
Yeah, episode 2. It's our AI episode. You mentioned that.
with the picture frames.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything.
Display.
You have ADHD, not display, but
Sponsor us.
I still don't know what he's talking about.
All right. Go
I don't
back.
remember what we talked about
Go
before.
back.
So, anyways, yes. Without even mentioning the company name, I got an ad for it. Same process with this, basically, where
so creepy.
where they're getting information, everything like that, and processing it through a computer that's making an AI-generated version of Selma Hayek for the series. So it's not actually Selma Hayek filming, editing, everything like that.
It's the girl from
whole
Schitt's
They are
process.
NPCs
Yeah, it
of
is
the
girl
real
from Schitt's
person.
Creek,
I was like, is there
Kathleen
anything- I don't.
something.
And the character did not know that she was a NPC.
Yeah.
That she was a digital person. She
What-
thought she was
Selma
real.
Selma
Selma
Hayek?
Hayek.
Yeah.
She thought she was a real person?
But she was not. She was a character on a digital simulation.
And then it goes even more layers because that Selma Hayek is watching the TV show of her life of Joan. And so that person, I know.
You ever seen Inception?
This is
Yeah,
yes,
kinda
this is
Inception.
We got to go one dream deeper.
One dream deeper, everything like that.
This is your signal
The
to
top.
know it's
That's your
reality.
Love that. So, yeah, so it gets crazy and crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. So what they end up doing is the Kathleen version of Joan is saying like, okay, well, I'm going to make Joan do something terribly awful because this is essentially just her likeness. So if Selma Hayek is going to get so upset that her likeness is doing this, because at the end of the day, Selma Hayek's likeness is still linking you to Selma Hayek. So she goes into church, poops on the floor, everything like that. And Selma Hayek is like, get this off of the screen. Like, this is terrible. I'm not a fan of any of this. So they go in, they infiltrate Streamberry, they go through the process and explain the whole thing, and then they basically find out that they're living in the simulation. They're not the actual Joan. They're playing, like, Kathleen is playing Joan as well. And so by destroying the computer, she's basically killing her own life.
Her own
And
simulation.
then the simulation ends. They woke up
And Kathleen
finally.
Yeah. Everything that happened
Free.
there was Joan and Kathleen. So it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Who's
It's crazy.
Kathleen?
The Schitt's Creek girl.
It's complicated.
It is
I know.
complicated. I don't understand. I
It
get
is.
it, but I don't get it. If
It
that
is.
makes sense.
So it kind of raises the question that every conspiracy theorist do. Are we living in a simulation?
Yes,
For me, I just don't think so.
the Matrix is right.
I think you'd be a lot prettier if you were,
I
TJ.
think so. Create your own character.
Sometimes you feel like God is so good to me. Everything's too perfect. I'm perfect. Too much perfect.
Too much perfect.
Wait, you feel that way?
Sometimes I
That's
do.
just because you're American right now.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
I need to learn
from where I came from, I'm living amazing life.
American dream.
I'm living American dream.
You're
That is
living
really
a dream.
That is
dream.
widely known knowledge.
Yeah.
The
So
American dream is amazing.
a bunch of people raise this question.
I'm living some dream.
I'm not sure about the simulation story, but it was people are seeing square clouds in the sky. So
I mean, they're square watermelons.
There's a
no,
episode.
that's easy to produce.
There's a Black
That's
Mirror
easy to produce.
episode.
I know how to make them.
Because the most realistic one I saw, I think was season 3, was with Bryce Dallas Howard, and it was when they would rate everybody, and you could only move into certain neighborhoods based on your rating.
I see.
And when I
It's
saw
like
that, I
credit.
was like I literally think
Are you
the
not gonna give
world.
me a star?
I literally think the world was like heading that way, and then they saw that episode, and they're like, "Wait, we should not."
Yes.
You know who did that first?
Who?
Community, the TV show.
Oh no way!
They did. Yes,
completely
they
forgot
did.
that episode.
Yeah.
I watched
They had a
Community
rating
one
system
time.
also, and then Community is about a community college.
Yeah.
The higher your
Donald
rating
Glover.
was, the more popular you were.
Yeah.
So you could only access exclusive areas of that community college
Interesting.
Yep.
because of the rating system.
Well,
Who was that girl?
In that season, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, she played Pepper Potts.
No.
No,
that's
she
what-
played
that's Gwyneth Paltrow.
the redhead for the new
Jurassic
Jurassic
World.
World.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
There's
All
another. She
redheads
looks
look the
just
same
like
to
Bryce
No.
Dallas Howard. It's not Gwyneth Paltrow. It's there's another one.
That was
looks
the other one I was going to go with.
So
no, it's the same
okay,
person.
I've only seen the first season of Black Mirror, and I think we kind of talked about this off camera, but I don't think Black Mirror is so much about technology itself, but more so like the human nature
With technology.
with technology.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, we can create. I mean, you do it all the time because it's your job. Design beautiful things
Jessica
for
Chastain,
companies like
Bryce Dallas Howard.
websites and things like that, applications. But then the flip side is, we're using technology to
Do a lot of good.
No. I said
No.
the flip side,
The flip side.
to do a lot of bad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like Oppenheimer. Like I'm so excited for that movie to come
Can't
out.
wait for that movie.
But the technology they used was nuclear fission.
Yeah.
To create
Almost the death of humanity.
the atomic
Or
bomb. I was doing that so you guys can
Yeah.
answer. The atomic bomb, and then he saw it, and he has like the most powerful quote ever. He's like, "I am now the destroyer of worlds."
Yeah.
Like he
Linkin
saw
Park
the
used that.
power of it, like the atomic bomb. So it's wild. But I think Black Mirror, first off, scary technology is
Because it's
gnarly,
it's
but it's
good
because
en-
of us.
It's close
as
enough to
people.
be real.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
That's why it's scary.
Yeah.
It terrifying.
It can be done. Actually done. Yeah.
The, the rating system that one was insane. If you
Yeah, because
haven't
that's
watched
right when
Black
Uber
Mirror-
was really popular. So
Yes,
like when you got
and-
into an Uber and like
exactly.
you wouldn't accept like a 3-star. And I don't even now Uber has it set up where I don't even think there's like 3 stars even on Uber. I mean, like if you're getting like an average of 3 stars and you're putting 10,000 rides up, you're doing something wrong.
Yep.
But like no, it's just really interesting because we do kind of follow that way. It's class, like, you know, you're set in certain classes, certain places that you live. It's like based upon the school that you go to. You go to a bad school. If
You're definitely your credit score.
Credit score.
Everything.
Scores, like testing scores and everything like that.
Yep.
Just because.
Trying to standardize something that you cannot standardize.
Yeah. Because there's,
basically.
you know, it's just very interesting.
It was a really nice discussion. I love that.
Agreed.
I think we should talk more about this stuff.
Absolutely.
Are you ending our podcast?
Yes, we are running out of time.
Well, you want to close this out, or Dan?
Go for it.
All right, Dan.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the podcast. We're so happy that you got to hang out with us and that we got to hang out with you. Sorry we went a little bit late, but, you know, we're just enjoying the conversation.
Yep.
Be part of the conversation. Leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that way you're always part of the conversation. We want to hear from you. We want to hear the topics you have to say. We want to hear your opinions, everything like this. Please leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you think. Join us in 2 weeks. We'll be back. You got anything? Nope.
Hi,
Well,
Chuck.
we have students, so it'll be a little bit.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I'm gonna be at camp.
Oh,
Pray
yeah.
for me.
That's right. Pray for TJ.
I'm so
life.
excited. I am so excited.
Speaking of real life,
All right.
unplug from the simulation.
See you guys.
See ya. Bye.
The views, information, or opinions expressed during online community podcast series are solely those of individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of Family Church, its members, or employees.